बेबारगाह हमें हाज़रीन मेहमानान गिरामी व शेखुल जामिया व तमाम व हमें उस्तादान गिरामी अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाह। अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। अलिफ लाम मीम। ज़ालिकल किताबु ला रैब फीह। ज़ालिकल किताबु ला रैब फीहि हुदल लिल मुत्तक़ीन। الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون. أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. صدق الله العظيم.
At the outset of the what can we say, culminating of this 3-day seminar, which had been international by virtue of participation of the participants from Germany, Afghanistan, and also by Skype Pakistan, and today we have dignitaries from Iran. So I congratulate the participants for the successful completion of this seminar. I welcome everybody and thank more and more gratitude towards everybody is there for the dignitaries and also the participants for their involvement. 3-day hectic exercise was there and 32 papers were presented here, and it was what I could say because of it was not the literary theme. That was because science and technology is one of the themes of this language, but not the literature. So everybody had to ponder over, read a new theme, read a new or offbeat, what can we say, this science and technology, not Maulana Rome or Tasawwuf or Hafiz. It was not on poetry or prose, not Sadi or Shahnameh, but it was Tib, technology, memory, and so on. So a brief report I would like to present before you, that our themes were mainly Unani medicine, which was contributed by Jame Hamdard. Not the well-suited paper was from Professor Abdul Bari Sahab from Jame Hamdard. Please, paper, which was not the main theme of Tib also. It was the Risala who he wanted to present before the audience of Persian to research on that. It was all dependent upon the multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary researchers. So this seminar was having the purpose which was never held up or culminated without support, initiation, and guidance of our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sahab, who has made the Department of Persian to think other than literature, to come out of this language and literature, and being himself a science person and doing service to Urdu language for science, he has made us to think about this Persian and science and technology. So very heartily gratitude towards our Honorable Sir for holding, supporting, and guiding us for this seminar. So it has made everybody to think about the multidisciplinary. Even Hakim, like Professor Abdul Bari, had thought about Chubichini and Risale Chubichini. He has introduced the makhtutat of that. Inshallah, at a time we can take a project for editing that Risala, sir, with your guidance. It will not go waste. Your efforts will be, inshallah, taken care of, and avenues of this research will continue. And the other were Tabbe Akbari, Chahar Namus, Makhtutat Yunani, Lughat Tib were also the topics of Unani medicine. And Mizanu Tib and its critical study was the paper by our scholar, Department of Persian, Manu. He is editing that book, and he has introduced before Asatiza. And the second two sessions were with Unani Tib and food and nutrition. First day was completed with all Tibbe Unani and its all variations. And the second day starts with Munajjim, Nujum, and Madaniyat, वो जायचे वो रमल वो मकदारिये हमें astrology and astrophysics were discussed, and the key speaker of that session was Dr. Eva Orthman. She is from Bonn University, Ulm, Germany. So she has presented or benefited us with her research on astrology in Sultanate period, focusing on Firuz Shah Tughlaq, which was, he has been identified as a religious person, not like Muhammad bin Tughlaq, who was a scholarly person, but Firuz Shah Tughlaq has also made some researches, and he had employed people in translating books of Sanskrit in Nujum. So and it was the approach of that society was not making Nujum a part of Islam also, but it was a starting point, and they were seeing this Nujum and this Brahitra, the book she has introduced, is the work of Indians. But again, till Mughals has come, it has become a mutual virsa or heritage of Muslims and Indians, and you can see the Mughal period full of astronomy, astrology. So she has discussed all that. So I'm just briefing the themes here. And then the second session starts with veterinary and botany. So key speaker of this session was our Honorable Professor Akhtar Hussain Sahab from JNU. He has introduced one more Farsname. Farsname is the treatise on horses, their types, their attributes, their diseases, treatment, how to domesticate them. And it is a tradition to write Farsname in India, and it is also a translated version of Aryan and ancient Indian thing. So, but this Farsname is a rare thing he has introduced to our students, and then 4 of our students have contributed on Risale-hai, Haywanan, Tibbe Haywanan, Mawjudat, wo Gaya Khori, wo Lagatname, and then I may not be so detailed, but themes are so various, and it's not easy to make all in one umbrella. So the other is social sciences. Social sciences also having the look of technology and science. Tarikh, Zikre Hunarmandan dar Tawarikh Dakkan. It's not a political history, it is a history of artisans. It is documents were also read, and historiography, technique of historiography was also introduced, and mass communication was also seen in Persian. So in the papers with technological subjects were Hindu-Iran technology, how it has been, it was a survey, and Fane Memari was seen as a ventilation technique. The ventilation technique under the medieval Memari, which is now also it is very relevant, and it is very useful for us. And Jawahir Nami, the gemology, the minting technique, and Hyderabad city, the architecture of Hyderabad city were also, and numismatics and calligraphy as a fine arts. It was taken care of by some of our scholars, and I conclude this report by thanking and congratulating everybody, thanking the scholars and the resource persons who has benefited us, and congratulating the scholars of research scholars from the Department of Persian, Manu basically, and the Manu faculty also for taking a venture for thinking apart from literature, and science and technology was based on them. So now I would like every students of our department to welcome the dignitaries with flowers. Please come for the Fauzia, Rosia, Mariam.
He was the cultural counselor and educational counselor at Embassy of Afghanistan, New Delhi. He was awarded SARC Writers Association Award in 2013 and became member of this association. He is also the member of India-Afghanistan Foundation. Professor Khaliq Rashid has contributed more than 1,000 articles in many languages, including Persian, Pashto, English, and Urdu, which has been published in different national and international journals. He has also authored around 50 books in different languages. Many of his students are now teaching in different universities, including Maulana Azad National Urdu University, English and Foreign Language University, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi University, Jamia Millia Islamia, and universities in United States. I welcome him also on behalf of the Department of Persian Manu. I also welcome His Excellency Agha Hassan Nourian, the Consul General of Iran in Hyderabad. He is here for almost 6 years. He has been visited our university on different occasions and has been playing active role in literary and cultural activities in the universities at Hyderabad. I also welcome him in this valedictory session. Thank you very much.
Agha Hassan Nourian to express his words.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Professor Muhammad Aslam Parvez, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Maulana Azad University. Professor Aziz Banu, Honorable Dean of Persian Language, Department of the Manu. Professor Abdul Khaliq Rashid, Honorable Professor from University of Kabul. And the Iranian delegation, Professor Muhammad Baghir Khurramshad, Honorable Deputy of Council of this University, to invite an Iranian music band to hold a live musical program on the occasion of International Day of Nowruz, which has been approved by United Nations Assembly in the year of 2010, and nowadays more than 300 million people are celebrating this occasion all around the world, particularly in India and Iran. We are also thankful to Professor Muhammad Aslam Parvez, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, for his noble endeavors in conducting this seminar in Hyderabad. I would like to extend my thanks to my dear colleagues and members of a delegation from Council of Strategic Foreign Relations and from Tehran University and the Center for Cognitive Science in Iran, who are attending at this glorious event. This event, in our point of view, is an inevitable need for the mutual relations between two countries and is a necessary step to concrete and boost our contemporary relations as well as our historical friendship and cooperations. It is a well-known fact that there have always been connections, relations, interchanges, and borrowings between great civilizations which have enriched each other. As all of you are aware, the age-long historical relations between the Iranian nation and the people of the Indian subcontinent date back to a very remote past. We believe that friendship between the two brotherly countries, Iran and India, must highlight it to new generations of two great civilized nations, which enjoyed thousands of years relations and will continue to do so for another 1,000 of years. If we want to mention some examples of our contemporary relations, and concerning we are amid professors and university scholars, we can start from the field of education. At present, nearly 5,000 Iranian students are studying in various higher education institutions in India, which southern states has good contribution by hosting more than 4,000 Iranian students out of this statistic. Our political relations also are in the highest zenith in recent decades, and we can see exchange of political delegations periodically, and there are many hopes that this kind of seminars could discuss all historical scientific relations and highlight the opportunities of our future relations in all fields of political, economical, scientific, technological, and cultural ties. I'm interested to brief you all something related to science and research progress in my country, Islamic Republic of Iran. Recently, the Ministry of Science, Research and Technology of Iran has released a report detailing the latest statistics related to the fields of science, research and technology in the country. The report, which includes extensive information on scientific developments, indicates that in the last Iranian year, 800 innovative products were created in Iran's science and technology parks and incubators, all of which were subsequently marketed. While Iran's population accounts for only 1% of the global population, 1.9% of all scientific papers published in 2015 have been produced by Iranian researchers and scientists. In line with the principles of resistance economy, 120 central science labs were set up since President Hassan Rouhani took office in 2013. Prior to the year 2013, the country had only 20 such laboratories. For your card information, resistance economy is a set of policies proposed by the honorable leader of the country to boost the economy based on domestic production and capabilities. In this regard, I would like to inform you all that the top officials of Iran and India are keen to enhance mutual collaborations in the field of science, research, and technology, and I hope to open a new horizon of this field of mutual relations with MANU and Iranian higher education institutes in near future. In this regard, we are ready to establish a chamber of Iranology based on specific conditions and an agreement between both sides, which it needs the support of Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University. Countries wish you gratification and closeness, especially between the people of India. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
About the medicine, about the astronomy, about the architectures and arts and other parts. In this city of Hyderabad, 6,000 manuscripts about sciences, different subject of sciences like archaeology, like history, like medicine, like astronomy, like zoology, like agriculture, like mining, veterinary, arts and calligraphy, and also about history. I'm not talking about literature. That is a separate subject. Only about sciences. You have in this city, in these libraries, more than 6,000 manuscripts about sciences. Within these 2 days, I was till the end of this sessions, and the scholar, the student, they introduce each of the students, each of the scholars, one manuscript about each subject of the science. Astrology, medicine, Indian medicine. Why India is very famous for medicine? Why India became the first country in astronomy? Who started this school of astronomy in India? We talk about, the German scholar talk about Vairam Mahir, before Islamic period, around 2nd and 3rd century BC, EC. And he was a scholar here who introduced the decimal Riyazi and science for the East. And then the Western in the Unani and other scholars use the same formula and for their knowledge, for their use of the daily education system. India, Mehr. Mehr is the word of Persian, Old Persian. Mahira Wahir. This person came from the western India to the middle of India, and he wrote 6 very important books about astronomy, about mathematics, and about other astronomy, and even about geography also. This was the first Indian scholar in this part of the world. And then after the Islamic period, you see a lot of people, a lot of scholars, they came from Iran, from Afghanistan, from Central Asia, and they brought their experience from that side. I mentioned there was two persons from Afghanistan, and they came as a scholar, not as a ruler, Al-Biruni. Till this time, the idea of Al-Biruni about India, about the world, about the knowledge, about the medicine, about the astronomy, about the geography, who this person was who discovered the underground water project and subject for the human being, and he delivered this idea. And underground water will be discovered and will be used for the betterness and benefits of the people and society. And after that, he used astronomy as a knowledge to introduce, to compare those studies which were in India before that. I mentioned when Al-Biruni reached here in India, first he learned Sanskrit language. And then he studied those material in those branches of ulum in Sanskrit language which was accepted, which was created here in India. And then he compared to the Iranian and the Khurasanian idea of knowledge. And then he compared, and he wrote his own other books like Saidana, like India, like other books of him. And he used the word of. Before that was idea of about emerald. And there was a say, I hope I explained that properly. And when Al-Biruni reached here, and from each person, from everyone, he heard emerald will, if you put emerald in front of the eyes of snake, the eyes of snake will be blessed. But unfortunately, Al-Biruni became surprised. And he thought, I will use this experience. And he wrote in his books, in his research, and say that I used more than 100 kind of emerald. I used 100 kind of snake, and I put the emerald in front of their eyes, but there was nothing. There was no impact of the eyes of the snake. But this kind of idea, this kind of experience, which was very common in India, and he refused and he rejected this idea and explained the original impact of the emerald, the impact of the snake, the reaction of the snakes, and he wrote something about this issue. And also, there was another person, Sayyid Jamaluddin Afghani, when he reached to this city in 1872, and my colleague, Professor Akhtar Hussain, used the very nice word of faced west to east. Al-Biruni used the word of, and faced the west to the east. And he showed the development, the creation, the work, and everything in Eastern society. And also he understood about the progress and the development which was in Western society. And we would to accept that idea. And then Al-Biruni told to the people, to the Indian, to the Muslim society of that time, please improve your curriculum of education. Please improve your curriculum of your education. That is not enough for the age, for this contemporary progress and development of the world. And he started this improvement and this idea from the city of Hyderabad. And then he went to Calcutta and he delivered some lecture there and also invited the people. You know about the history of Sayyid Jamaluddin Afghani, and went to Egypt and to Iraq and Russia and others. For me, this conference was really unique, and this was something really new and very important for me to use for the other purpose. We must compare something which we have in our museums and we have in our library to the Western research, the contemporary research. As Hakim Sahib mentioned, a lot of things within these 2 days, I learned a lot of things from him and discussion. We must compare. Nowadays, there is, in America, I went there and I saw some university. In Canada, I'm there. And also, I saw the people, they are not interested to learn A, B, C, D like this. They are interested to compare something about the east to west, from west to east. That will be better to compare the Tebe secondary with some kind of medical with Egypt. And that will be easy to compare something which you have in India, in knowledge, in universities, in this part of the world, to compare. And we must have, this is my humble request to Vice Chancellor, to have within this Persian department, a department of comparative studies. That will be very nice. That will be the new subject, and which you can start it. Only Calcutta, Jodhpur University has in India, that is not available. Comparative studies and the scientific, the social science, and languages, that is very important. Yes, I will say congratulations to Madam Aziz Banu, to my colleague, the teacher and scholar of Persian department, to all the honorable teacher and admin staff of the university and University of Maulana Azad, and which is really the name like Hakim Sahib before mentioned to this name. We must respect the name of Maulana. Maulana Sahib wrote a lot of things. He dedicated really his life for knowledge, for art, for medicine, for mass communication, for media, for everything. And once again, God bless you and God help you, Professor Aziz Banu and other scholars from Hyderabad and India. Thank you so much.
این گروه روز افزون خبیتر باشه inshallah. Now I would like to request our guest Aghai Khurram Shad, correct name, the Secretary of Strategic Council of Foreign Relations of Islamic Republic of Iran, please come on dais and express your view.
احترام دارم خدمت همه شما حاضران عزیز. بعضی از شما فکر میکنم فارسی رو متوجه بشید. کیا فارسی رو خوندن متوجه میشن؟ همه میفهمن، ولی همه نمیفهمن. میفهمن؟ بسیار خوب. نه دیگه این ترجمه داره، نمیدونم این ترجمه نداره. به هر حال من شروع میکنم همینجوری انجام میدم، شما اون قسمتایی که لازمه رو ترجمه کن. آخرش نه، حالا یه تیکه‌ای من وای میستم چون ایشون هم فرصت داشته باشن. تشکر میکنم از ریاست محترم دانشگاه، از زحمتی که کشیدند، از سرور عزیزم سرکار خانم عزیزبانو رئیس دپارتمان زبان فارسی، از ما هست، یعنی زحمت کشیدند منابع فارسی هند در علوم و تکنولوژی. من میخوام در این زمینه چند بحث رو مطرح کنم.
जो आज हिंद در زمینه علوم و टेक्नोलॉजी मैं इस उन्वान से चंद नुकात और चंद मफाहिम आपके सामने पेश करना चाहता हूँ.
طبیعت این موضوع ماهیتی تاریخی داره.
और ये जो इस मौजू का जो محتوا है वो तारीखी माहियत रखता है, यानी तारीखी हकीकत रखता है.
من از فرمایشات سرور عزیزم عزیز بانو و همینطور جناب پروفسور خالد رشید استفاده کردم که شما اومدید در این 3 روز منابع فارسی رو در علوم مختلف مرور کردید.
मैंने जो प्रोफेसर अजीज बानू और जो प्रोफेसर अब्दुल खलीक ने फरमाया और उनकी जो फरमाइशात, उनकी जो गुजारिशात हैं, उससे मैं इस्तेफादा करते हुए जो मनाबे फारसी के हवाले से इस सेमिनार में दो दिन से जो आपने अर्ज किया, जो मतालिब पेश किए, उससे इस्तेफादा करते हुए चंद मतालिब पेश करना चाहता हूँ.
منابع فارسی در علم نجوم، در علم ریاضیات، در طب، در شیمی، در معماری، در جغرافیا، در تاریخ، در سیاست، در فلسفه و اکسترا.
जो मनाबे ज़बान फ़ारसी हैं नजूम में और शीमी में और
طب میمه، معماری میمه، جغرافیا، تاریخ میمه و سیاست میمه و فلسفه میمه. آره. تشکر میمه. مجموعه این علوم در یک زبان حکایت از یک تمدن میکنه.
जो इन तमाम उलूम का जो मजमुआ है एक तमद्दुन की हिकायत करता है, एक तमद्दुन की तरफ इशारा करता है.
یعنی وجود یک تمدن هست که میتونه زایندگی داشته باشه و در علوم مختلف منبع تولید بکنه در حد بالا.
और ये तमद्दुन का जो कैपेसिटी है, ये तमद्दुन है, उस तमद्दुन के तकद्दुस से है और उसी तमद्दुन की वजह से है जो इन सारे उलूम को जो पैदा करता है, जो अपने से तमद्दुन के जरिए इन सारे उलूम को दुनिया तक पहुंचाता और पैदा करता है.
ایران با 2 دوره تمدنی درخشان منابع علمی فراوانی رو تقدیم بشریت کرده.
ईरान ने तमद्दुन के 2 दौरों में दुनिया तक अपने तमद्दुन और उलूम ज़बानी के हवाले से मुख्तलिफ अदवार और मुख्तलिफ गामों में मुख्तलिफ ज़ाविये से ईरान ने अब खिदमत पेश की.
دوره تمدن ایرانی قبل از اسلام و دوره تمدنی ایران بعد از اسلام.
पहला दौर जो इनकलाब इस्लाम से पहले का दौर है और दूसरा दौर वो इनकलाब इस्लाम के बाद का दौर है.
البته متاسفانه آثار باقی مانده علمی در این هر 2 دوره مواجه شده با 2 کتابسوزی مهم در تاریخ بشریت و در تاریخ ایران.
लेकिन अफसोस के साथ मैं पेश करता हूं कि अर्ज करना चाहता हूं कि ये जो 2 अदवार है, जो दौर के जो आसार मौजूद थे, ये अफसोस के साथ अर्ज करता हूं कि जो किताबखाना जिससे किताबखाने के जो आग लगाई गई आतिश सूजी की वजह से ये हमारे पास अभी फिलहाल मौजूद नहीं है ये आसार.
یکی کتابسوزی اسکندر که کتاب‌های برجایمنده از تمدن ایرانی قبل از اسلام رو ویران کرد.
एक जो इस्कंदर के तवज्जुह से जो लाइब्रेरी को चलाया गया उसमें के जो कबल जो पहला दौर जो इनकलाब से पहले का दौर, इनकलाब इनकलाब इस्लामी से पहले के दौर के आसार को जिसमें तबाही हुई
و دیگری کتابسوزی مغول که مجموعه کتاب‌های ارزشمند ایران در حوزه‌های مختلف علم و تکنولوژی رو از بین برد.
और दूसरे दौर में जो मुगल की तरफ से जो लाइब्रेरी और जो किताबखाना चलाया गया कि जिसमें बहुत सारे साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी के हवाले से जो मनाबे थे ज़बान के उसमें तबाह बर्बाद हो गए.
اون چه که شما در خلال این 3 روز مرور کردید بخشی از آنی بود که از دست مغول جان سالم به در برده یا بعد از مغول تولید شده.
जो आपने ये 3 रोज में जो आपने मुरूर किया है, जो आपने इन 3 रोज़ों में अपने इस सेमिनार में जो आपने मुरूर किया है, वो या तो उस जिस ज़माने में जो मुगल के ज़माने में जो बचा हुआ है या उसके बाद जो ईजाद हुआ है, वो जो बाकी मानने चीज़ें हैं वो आपने इस 3 रोज़ा सेमिनार के ज़ेल में आपने जाना है. ये ईरानियों की ज़ीरंगी थी और ईरानियों की मंतिकी और उनकी जो फिक्र थी वो ये बाइस बनी कि उन्होंने खुद इन मुगलों के हाथों कई सारे कंट्रीज में कई सारे मुल्कों में इसी तमद्दुन को और इसी ज़बान और उलूम ज़बान फ़ारसी को कई कंट्रीज में खुद मुगल के ज़रिए पर फैलाया जैसे कि हिंदुस्तान में भी आपने.
امروز آثار ایران مثل شبه قاره و اینها در افریقا در یه تعدادی از کشورهای افریقایی و برخی از کشورهای اروپای شرقی هم یافت میشه.
आज के दौर में आप कई सारे जो मनाबे फारसी हैं वो आप अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज में भी और फिर यूरोपियन कंट्रीज में भी आप इन आसार को देख सकते हैं.
به گونه‌ای که میشه یعنی منابع فارسی آفریقا در علم و تکنولوژی، منابع فارسی اروپای شرقی در علم و تکنولوژی، اینقدر آثار هست که بشه همچین سمینار رو در اونجا هم برگزار کرد.
तो इसी उन्वान से जो यहाँ पे सेमिनार हमने रखा है, इसी उन्वान से चूंकि वहाँ भी मौजूद है तो अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज में भी और यूरोपियन कंट्रीज में भी इसी तरह के सेमिनार इसी सब्जेक्ट से मनाबे फारसी उलूम और टेक्नोलॉजी के हवाले से वहाँ भी हम लोग इसको बरगुजार कर सकते हैं.
من اگر بخوام به امروز منتقل بشم که زیاد در واقع مزاحمت ایجاد نکنم، الان در ایران ما زندگی میکنیم که با 80 میلیون نفر جمعیت در خلال سالهای بعد از انقلاب 10 میلیون فارغ التحصیل داشته و الان 5 میلیون دانشجو در دانشگاه ها تحصیل میکنن.
मैं अपने इस छोटे से खिताब में और मैं ज़्यादा मुज़ाहिर नहीं होना चाहता आपके अर्ज़ करना चाहता हूँ कि इंक़िलाब के बाद 80 मिलियन की जो जमीयत है उनमें से 10 मिलियन अफराद जो फारिग तहसील हो चुके हैं और 5 मिलियन जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो दरहाल हाजिर इस इन उलूम मनाबे फारसी में इल्म हासिल कर रहे हैं.
و تنها زبان علمی کشور زبان فارسیه.
और जो ज़बान इल्मी है ईरान की जो रस्मी ज़बान इल्मी है वो ज़बान फारसी है.
تقریبا هیچ رشته‌ای در جهان وجود نداره که ما اون رشته رو در ایران نداشته باشیم و فقط هم به زبان فارسی در دانشگاه‌ها تدریس میشه و کتاب تولید میشه.
और कोई भी स्ट्रीम और कोई भी डिपार्टमेंट ऐसा दुनिया का नहीं है उलूम का कि जो ईरान में जिसकी तदरीस होती है वो भी सिर्फ ज़बान फारसी में इन सारे उलूम की तदरीस वहाँ पे दी जाती है.
ایران انقلاب اسلامی بار دیگر هدفگذاری اصلی خودش رو احیاء تمدنی قرار داده.
इंक़िलाब इस्लामी ने जो अपने तमद्दुन को इहया करने के लिए जो मौक़िफ़ जो करार दिया है वो यही तमद्दुन की इहया है.
این رسما از زبان رهبری انقلاب ایران در واقع مطرح شده به عنوان هدف که بایستی ایران بتونه به نقطه‌ای برسه که دوباره تولید کننده منابع فارسی در علوم و تکنولوژی روز دنیا باشه.
और यही कि जो ईरान के रहबर मुअज़्ज़म हैं उनका जो नज़रिया है उन्होंने जो उनकी जो फरमाइशात हैं उनके जो बयानात हैं उससे ये भी ज़ाहिर होता है कि आज के दौर में हम इसी मनाबे फारसी को उलूम और टेक्नोलॉजी में इस्तेफादा करें.
یکی از در واقع هدفگذاری‌های نزدیک برای اشاعه زبان فارسی حوزه نوروزه.
और इनमें से एक जो हदफ है जो तमरकुज़ है वो यही नौरोज़ के हवाले से है.
یعنی 300 میلیون جمعیتی که در واقع نوروز رو میشناسن، گرامی میدارن و جشن میگیرن.
यानी 300 मिलियन अफराद ऐसे हैं कि जो नौरोज़ के हवाले से जिनकी जानकारी है और जो नौरोज़ को बतौर ईद मनाते हैं.
من همینجا نوروز رو که امروز سومین روز اون هست در واقع به همه شما ایران دوستان و فارسی دوستان تبریک عرض میکنم.
और इन्हीं असना में कि आज तीसरा रोज है नौरोज का, मैं आप तमाम ईरान दोस्त अफराद और फारसी दोस्त अफराद की खिदमत में मुबारकबादी पेश करता हूँ.
در پایان میخوام در واقع 3 تا نکته رو پیشنهاد بکنم.
और अपने आखिर में अपने खिताब के आखिर में 3 मुहिम नुकात की तरफ आपको इशारा करना चाहता हूँ.
آیه سرکنسول میفرمودن که میلیون ها سند و کتاب به زبان فارسی در هند وجود داره. فقط در حیدرآباد 1.5 میلیون سند و مجموعه اسناد و کتاب‌های به زبان فارسی رو بگیریم قطعاً میلیون ها نسخه و برگ سند میشه.
आगे नूरियान से मैंने जाना है कि हिंदुस्तान में और फकत हैदराबाद में 1.5 मिलियन से ज़्यादा सनद असनाद और किताब और ये सारे मजमूए किताबें मौजूद हैं. और दरवाक़े हैदराबाद के अलावा सरासर हिंद में इंडिया में भी जो आप देखें तो कई सारे मनाबे मिलियन और 10 मिलियन के तादाद में मौजूद हैं.
این میراث مشترکی است بین ما و شما.
और ये एक मीरास है जो मुश्तरक मीरास है हमारे और आपके दरमियान.
امیدوارم با همت عزیزانی چون ریاست محترم دانشگاه و بانو عزیز بانو ما بتونیم مشترکاً راه‌های بهره برداری بهینه از این اسناد و کتاب‌ها رو پیدا بکنیم و از اینها به عنوان یه میراث تاریخی تمدنی مشترکی که ماها رو به هم به شدت متصل میکنه راه‌های استفاده از اون رو پیدا بکنیم.
और मैं उम्मीदवार हूँ और मेरी ख्वाहिश भी है जो ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर और ऑनरेबल प्रोफेसर अजीज बानू से कि इन असनाद और इन मनाबे से जो यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं कई हजारों लाखों की तादाद में उनसे इस्तेफादा किया जाए ताकि आइंदा में मुश्तरका तौर पर इन मनाबे के इस्तेफादे के ज़ेल में हम दोनों कंट्रीज के दरमियान एक मुश्तरका तौर पर अमल सामने आए.
اتفاقاتی در چند قرن اخیر در مناطق ما افتاد که این ثروت‌ها رو از ما جدا کرد.
और इन कुछ डेकेड्स में ऐसे हमारे ईरान के साथ ऐसे इत्तेफाक़ात हम पर पेश आए कि हमें इन सब चीज़ों से हमें इन इत्तेफाक़ात ने पीछे कर दिया.
این فقط مختص ما و شما نیست، بقیه کشورهای منطقه هم دچار این آفت شدند.
और ये सिर्फ हमारे मुल्क और आपके मुल्क के दरमियान की बात नहीं है बल्कि जो भी उस मिडल ईस्ट और जो भी अतराफ के ममालिक हैं ये सब इन्हीं मुश्किलात से दोचार हुए.
مثلا ترکیه وقتی کمال آتاتورک زبان رو خط نوشتاری در واقع ترکیه رو از خط عثمانی به خط لاتین تغییر داد، ترک ها از همه منابعی که در گذشته تولید کرده بودن محروم شدن چون دیگه کسی نمیتونست از اونا استفاده کنه چون الفابتش رو بلد دیگه نبود.
जैसे कि आप तुर्की में देखते हैं कि जैसे तुर्क ने जो खत जो खतूत हैं उसको लैटिन की तरफ उसने कन्वर्ट कर दिया तो जितने भी वहाँ के बाशिंदे थे जो तुर्की बाशिंदे थे वो जो अपना सारा पस मंजर है उन सबको भुलाते हुए आगे उसको लैटिन में अडैप्ट करते ही सारे तमद्दुन को उन्होंने अपने हाथ से दे दिया.
در مورد ما هم هژمونی زبان انگلیسی الان باعث شده که ما در واقع بازگشت به این میراث مشترک رو که گذشته ما رو توضیح میده و هویت ما رو توضیح میده و منبعی غنی هست این رو در واقع از ما گرفت.
और इत्तेफाकन जो आज के दौर में हमारे लिए एक अफसोस की बात है ये है कि जो इंग्लिश ज़बान की जो दखालत है ये भी बारिश हुई है कि हमें भी हमारे पस मंज़र से भी यानी हम बहुत से हम फ़ायदा नहीं उठा सकते और आइंदा भी हमारे लिए इसी इंग्लिश ज़बान और इसी वेस्टर्न कल्चर के हवाले से मुश्किलों का सामना है.
پدر بزرگای ما تعریف می‌کردند که در خیابان‌های تهران و شهرهای ایران یه زمانی دورگردهایی راه افتاده بودن، دورگردهایی که ایرانی نبودن، بعضیاشون هم ایرانی بودن، کتاب‌های کهنه می‌خریدن ولی همه کتاب‌های کهنه رو نمی‌خریدن. یه تعدادی کتاب که می‌آوردی می‌ریختی میگشت انتخاب می‌کرد و این کتاب‌های کهنه رو به قیمت خیلی ارزان می‌خرید و می‌برد. الان بخشی از اون کتاب‌ها اونایی است که ما امروز در ایران دنبالش می‌گردیم که پیدا بکنیم. چرا؟ عنوان کتاب در بعضی از کتاب‌ها هست ولی خود کتاب گیر نمیاد. این اون کتابایی است که در واقع از ایران برده شده.
और मेरे अजदाद जो फरमाया करते थे, मेरे बाप दादा मुझसे फरमाया करते थे कि तेहरान और शिराज में कई सारे अफराद जो विजिटर्स और जो बाहर से टूरिस्ट आते थे, वो लोग इस नुमाइशगाह और किताबखाने और यहाँ पे जाते थे और जो भी पुरानी किताबें हैं, जो मीरासी किताबें हैं, उनको खरीद कर उनको अपने साथ वापस ले जाते थे। तो आज ये बाइस हुआ है कि आज की तारीख में हम देखें तो उन किताबों के नाम हमारे पास मौजूद हैं, लेकिन उन किताबों के असली नुस्खे हमारे पास मौजूद नहीं है और हमसे ले लिए गए।
خصوصا در زمینه طب ما از این کتاب‌ها زیاد از دست دادیم.
जैसे कि तिब के जो उलूम में हमने बहुत सारी ऐसी किताबों को अपने हाथ से दे दिया है।
ما لیست بزرگی از کتاب‌های ابن سینا رو داریم ولی خود کتاب‌ها رو نداریم.
जैसे कि इब्न सीना जो मशहूर हैं, उनकी कई सारी किताबों की लिस्ट हमारे पास मौजूद है, लेकिन असली किताब का नुस्खा हमारे पास मौजूद नहीं है।
لذا اون چه که میراثی است که از زبان فارسی در خدمت شما هست یه میراث مشترک غنی است که باید بتونیم انشالله با هم استفاده کنیم.
तो लिहाजा जो आज आपके साथ आपके पास जो हमारे पास जो मीरास मौजूद है, जो किताबें जो असनाद मौजूद हैं, मुश्तरका तौर पर हम इन असनाद और इन किताबों से इस्तेफादा हासिल करना चाहिए और कर सकते हैं।
دومین نکته‌ای که میخوام عرض بکنم یک سلسله علوم هست که منابع خوبی در زبان هندی داره و امروز ایران هم به اون هم بهش نیاز داره هم مطالبه میکنه.
और दूसरा नुक्ता जो अपने खिताब को मैं आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूँ वो ज़बान हिंदी के हवाले से है कि जो ईरान में भी इसकी मकबूलियत ज़्यादा हो रही है और ईरान में भी इसकी तरफ रुझान ज़्यादा हो रहा है।
خصوصا طب سنتی هند با اجازه از آقای دکتر جغتایی، طب سنتی هند به دلیل اینکه طب سنتی در ایران به هر حال در حال رشد کردن مجدده.
और इसी बिलखुसूस जो इंडिया का तिब सुन्नती है, जो ट्रेडिशनल तिब है, उससे ईरान में चूंकि ईरान में जो तिब सुन्नती है वो अफजाइश में है, वो रुश पैदा कर रहा है, तो लिहाजा तिब सुन्नती जो इंडिया का है उसके हवाले से ईरान में बहुत ज़्यादा ख्वाहिश और बहुत ज़्यादा रुझान पैदा हुआ।
इंशाअल्लाह با کمک خانم عزیز بانو و دپارتمانشون شما یه سلسله کتاب‌های اینجوری هم از هندی ترجمه کنید به فارسی، هم فارسیتون روان میشه هم این تعامل مشترک بین دو کشور بیشتر میشه.
और मैं ये चाहूँगा कि हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट के वसीले से आप हज़रात जो हिंदी में इस तरह की किताबें हैं उसको भी फारसी में तर्जुमा करें ताकि हम भी इस खजाने को फारसी में इस्तेफादा कर सकें।
آخرین عرض من در واقع و خواهش من در این قسمت پیشنهاد اینه که بتونیم با کمک انبوه دانشجویان زبان فارسی و دپارتمان‌های زبان فارسی در گسترش روابط گردشگری بین ایران و هند بیشتر فعال شیم و عمل بکنیم.
और अपने खिताब के आखिरी हिस्से में मैं ये ख्वाहिश का इजहार करना चाहता हूँ कि डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फारसी और फारसी स्टूडेंट्स और दीगर अफराद की मदद से और दीगर अफराद की कुमत से और ख्वाहिश से हम जो दोनों मुल्कों के दरमियान जो टूरिस्ट जो चीज़ें हैं, जो गर्दिशगरी के हवाले से हम कोशिश कर सकते हैं और गर्दिशगरी को हम अफजाइश दे सकते हैं।
در ایران امروز حداقل 4 میلیون ایرانی در واقع در ایامی مثل نوروز و اینا در واقع میرن برای گردشگری به خارج از ایران.
आज की तारीख में ईरानी जो हज़रात 4 मिलियन की तादाद में नौरोज़ के अय्याम में बाहर वो टूरिस्ट स्पॉट्स में सफ़र करते हैं ईरान से बाहर।
چرا 1 میلیونش نیاد هند؟
क्यों मेरा सवाल ये है कि इनमें से 1 मिलियन अफराद इंडिया क्यों नहीं आते?
و من هند امروز رو که میبینم این استعداد در هند هم بسیار وجود داره برای گردشگری و میرن. چرا 1 میلیون از هندیا هم نیان ایران؟
और चूंकि मैं ईरान में भी देख रहा हूँ, इंडिया में भी देख रहा हूँ, तो यही सवाल इंडिया में भी पैदा होता है कि क्यों नहीं इंडिया के 1 मिलियन अफराद ईरान क्यों नहीं आते टूरिस्ट के हवाले से और सफर और देखने की बाज़दीद के लिए।
یعنی این عمیق کردن روابط دو ملت و در واقع توسط دیپلماسی عمومی.
यानी ये डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशंस म्यूचुअल डिप्लोमेसी है कि हम इन दोनों मिल्लतों के दरमियान और इन दोनों कौमों दोनों मुल्कों के दरमियान रवाबित को بیشتر रवाबित को गहरा करें.
این هست این گونه هست که در واقع منابع جدید فارسی هندی در علم و تکنولوژی هم تولید میشه.
और इसी हवाले से इसी के नतीजे में जो मनाबे फारसी हिंदी है उलूम टेक्नोलॉजी में भी इसका नक्श ज़्यादा देख सकते हैं.
خب من در پایان میخوام یه عذرخواهی هم از شما بکنم و اون عذرخواهی برای اینکه سرور عزیزم جناب آقای دکتر خرازی رئیس ما به دلیل مریضی نتونستن حضور پیدا بکنن.
और आखिर में मैं आप तमामी हज़रात से माज़रत चाहता हूँ ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ डॉक्टर खराजी के जो अपनी तबीयत नासाजी की वजह से तबीयत उनकी अचानक नासाज हो गई, वो इस मुहिम तहरीर सेमिनार में शिरकत नहीं कर सके.
امیدوارم من جانشین خوبی برای ایشون بوده باشم و شما رو خیلی اذیت نکرده باشم.
और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि मैं एक बहुत अच्छा जानशीन साबित हुआ और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपको मैंने ज़्यादा ज़हमत नहीं दी.
به خود ایشون هم گفتم، دیگه به خود ایشون گفتم و به شما نمیگم. تشکر میکنم مجددا از ریاست محترم دانشگاه، هیئت محترم رئیسه و خصوصا سرکار خانم عزیز بانو که این فرصت رو برای همه ما فراهم کردن.
मैं फिर से शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ वाइस चांसलर साहब का और डिपार्टमेंट एचओडी का कि जिन्होंने मुझे ये मौका दिया कि यहाँ पर आऊँ और अपने आवाज़ पेश करूँ.
متشکرم.
Muhtaram, a wonderful replacement, Mr. Khurram Shah. Professor Abdul Khaliq, I think it's Khaliq or Khaliq? Khaliq Rashid Sahib, Professor Aziz Banu, the honorable dignitaries from Iran, consulate, teachers, and all the participants who traveled all the way from Delhi, different universities, the musicians from the wonderful land of Iran, welcome, and all my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum. I regret that because of some strange coincidence, I could not participate in the inauguration. Your reason was the Nowruz. Mine was different. In fact, I was committed to be a chief guest at the centenary celebration of Risala al-Ma'arif. Rather, Ma'arif, not al-Ma'arif is different, Ma'arif, at the Azamgarh. And due to the declaration of election in Uttar Pradesh, the dates changed and they organized it on the day when we were inaugurating here. Since I was committed there, I went there for the celebration and missed this opportunity, but I am happy that at least I could be a part of this valedictory function. I am thankful to Professor Aziz Banu, the entire Department of Persian, including research scholars and students, for accepting my request to organize this program based on science and technology. Because that immediately after joining this university as the first servant, there was a program organized by the Arabic department, and in my inaugural address, I requested both the departments to kindly focus on these areas. Why I focus on science and technology? The reason is simple, that we Muslims are almost totally have remained disconnected from science and technology and the developments in the field of science particularly for at least 800 years, 8 centuries. Whereas before that, we had a wonderful heritage of our contributions to the field of science and technology. Now I appreciate the progress which has been made in Islamic Republic of Iran in the field of science and technology, and in establishing educational institutions and universities, and I believe that they have been better than the Arab world, who are still catching up. They have been late risers, because I feel that we divide the Muslim world into the Persian world, the Arab world, and if we say European or non-Iranian, non-Arab, like Turkey, Indonesia and Malaysia,
So we find significant development in Iran, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Turkey, of course, we have. The purpose of focusing on science and technology is first to introduce our generations that we had a miras. We had been great contributors. Why we stopped it? I appreciate, sir, your point that our books were purchased by others. They have been using it. But my concern is why at all we sold them. Why they became useless in our culture. The reasons have been different as far as this subcontinent is concerned. We split our streams of education vertically into two parts of Islamic, that is religious education and worldly education. And our focus on religious education resulted in the drift. Now this vertical split as well as our drift, the main cause was our distancing from Quran, the holy book. Because gradually the Islam which came into practice was more ritualistic, based on rituals than on the text. Because if you study text and you understand what you are supposed to do, then it is impossible that you will stop your pursuits of knowledge. Because its focus is on acquiring knowledge, then exploring nature and putting it into the service of humanity. So my main concern and purpose to focus on these aspects was only this. Second thing which I always wonder and would like to share here, that my question to all of us, including myself, is that why do we pick up only the fashion, the language, the slang and the mannerism from the West? Why not their pursuit of knowledge? Because today, if you reject West, you reject pursuit of knowledge. Because mainly the pursuit of knowledge is centered around the Western countries. So we should see that what we should take and what we should reject. We should remain rooted in our culture, in our language, but we should take as much as possible, and that is the reason why. And I said, and I always say that as Arabic was a language of learning and knowledge 1,000 years back, today it is English. So you cannot reject English because it is Western. You must read English and learn English because you want to pursue the fields of education, pursue the field of science and technology. Because many nations who had great love for their language, say Germans, Japanese, to name a few, Chinese also. I remember my early days of research, we had many original research papers which I encountered and they were in German language. And my supervisor asked me to get the original ones translated and only then you must consult them. That was the time when Germans were doing and publishing their research in German language. Now things have changed. Because what they were doing, the original literature will come in English. They will translate into their language, be it German or Chinese or French, and it takes a lot of time and consumes a lot of your energy and resources. And you lag behind at least by a month or two. By the time you have updated your research input for February, it is already April. And as we see now, the speed of the knowledge explosion is so much that what we have discovered during the last 50 years, we have not discovered during the last 5,000 years, in fact. And this speed is I would say this is just like a wheel rolling down the hill. It's gaining speed as it is moving. So with that much speed, naturally you cannot translate. So you have no option but to learn the language which is the international language of knowledge. So this is our choice, what we pick. I am thankful and happy that we have made a beginning here, and as you said, we can take it to other places, to other institutions, to other languages. I would certainly be happy if we can work out some collaborations. And I feel that Maulana Azad National Urdu University, being situated at this part of India, we should translate some important masterpieces of Persian not only in Hindi but in Telugu also. Because this is what I feel should be our responsibility, to give opportunity to other people to see what is there in the Persian literature, and vice versa also if possible. So I thank you all for your participation, and I have gone through the list of the papers and the diversity of the topics and the themes. People really have worked hard and they have produced wonderful pieces of research. Last but not the least, I very much regret the inconvenience which you all might have faced during your stay, 2 days stay in this university. Particularly, we have not been able to keep our cooling up to the mark. You all feel heat, you feel suffocated, but I believe it is the heat of the knowledge, and it will not cool down and damp our mission and energy. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Center for Tehran University Science and Technology, Agha Neeli, please come and us and speak some words.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and Assalamu alaikum. Well, I was not expected to speak here, and it's a surprise for me to call me here to tribune and ask to talk. I enjoyed all of the space I received today, and especially the very thoughtful word our Professor Parviz that asked why did we put aside the books so foreigners come and take them. Something that it is really observable in the history of science and technology in the Islamic world, and especially in the Iran and India, if we go back and see the resources, is interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary approach to science and technology. We had hakims, we call them hakim in Persian, those who was very thoughtful, very expert, and at the same time in ethology, in experiment, natural science, humanities, and it gave them a large view to consider all aspects of science and technology development for the well-being of the human being. Nowadays, we face, putting science and technology in different branches, each following its own goal, forgetting the main target, that is the well-being of the human in this world and in the later world that we believe in, we Muslims believe in. So what we should do, go back to this tradition, and the world is going to that tradition as well, by setting up new disciplines that are based on different areas of research and technologies, that is interdisciplinary science and technology, and it is human-centered. We should go back to human-centered science and technology, and cognitive science and technology is the core of such a science and technology. Its target is the cognitive aspects of human being, making technologies to assess the cognitive capabilities, to increase the cognitive capabilities, to make technologies that are better fitted to us as a cognitive creatures. And Iran has started from about 5 years ago to promote cognitive science and technology in the country in an interdisciplinary manner. And we know that working in an interdisciplinary manner is hard for us who are educated to learn and to practice a single discipline. But it is doable, and we are struggling hard to do that in Iran, and hope we can join together. We are here in India, from the Council, Cognitive Council of Science, the Council of Cognitive Science and Technology, Professor Jogatai and I. He is from medical school, I am from engineering school, Professor Kharazi, the head of us from psychology school, and we work together to promote cognitive science and technology in the country. And we are here in India and we visited great places, also in Hyderabad and in other cities working in this direction. And we hope that cognitive science and technology be the lead that bring in different disciplines to the human-centered development of cognitive science and technology in the future, and hope we see again science and technologies originated, developed in Iran and India and presented to the world. Thank you very much.
الان من به خانم استدعا میکنم به تشکر کنم.
سلام میرسانم و به خدمت همه شما تبریک و تهنیت نوروز عرض میکنم. من به نمایندگی از طرف گروه زبان و ادبیات فارسی دانشگاه ملی مولانا آزاد حیدرآباد با مناسبت برگزاری همایش بین المللی با عنوان منابع فارسی هند در زمین علوم و تکنولوژی از تمام شرکت کنندگان این جلسه اختتامیه به خصوص مهمان ویژه عالی جناب آقای دکتر باقر خرمشاد معاون شورای راهبرد روابط خارجی ایران، مهمانان گرامی عالی جناب آقای حسن نوریان سرکنسول محترم جمهوری اسلامی ایران در حیدرآباد، عالی جناب آقای دکتر عبدالخالق رشید استاد دانشگاه کابل، صدر جلسه عالی جناب آقای دکتر اسلم پرویز رئیس دانشگاه مولانا آزاد حیدرآباد و مهمانان گرامی که از ایران اینجا تشریف دارند، استادان گرامی، دانشجویان عزیز، علاقه‌مندان زبان و ادبیات فارسی و تمام مهمانان گرامی که در این جلسه حضور دارند، از تشریف فرمای همه شما ما نهایت سپاسگزاریم و تشکر فراوان می نماییم که از تشریف فرمای شما رونق محفل ما دوچندان شده است و دل ما ممنون و مشکور شما. الکترونیک میدیا هم خیلی تشکر می نمایم و در آخر از استادان گرامی زبان و ادبیات فارسی که از سراسر هند در این همایش شرکت نمودند ما خیلی سپاسگزاریم و برای همگی ایشون آرزوی سعادت و سلامت داریم. با تشکر فراوان خداحافظ شما. با این کلمات تشکر اجازه میخوام و سلام.
اجازه میخوام که اعلام اختتام این جلسه باشه.